Naya, a hardworking young woman from Ghana, had always been determined to achieve her dreams despite the obstacles in her path. Her ambition and resilience were evident from a young age, and she managed to secure a scholarship to attend one of the most prestigious schools in her country. However, her stepmother, a woman filled with envy and malice, refused to support her. Desperate for help, Naya turned to her uncles and aunts, but they too turned their backs on her. The scholarship required a responsible adult or guardian to accompany her for enrollment, but with no one willing to help, Naya's dreams of higher education were shattered. Undeterred by this setback, Naya decided to take control of her own destiny. She taught herself how to sew and quickly became a skilled seamstress. Her unique designs and use of high-quality materials made her stand out in the town, and soon she built a thriving business. Naya's success allowed her to buy her own clothes, shoes, and anything else she desired. Despite her prosperity, she remained frugal, a lesson she had learned from her grandmother during times of economic hardship. Her grandmother had always emphasized the importance of saving and spending wisely, a principle that Naya held dear. One day, while shopping in the market, Naya came across a vendor selling exquisite shoes imported from Europe. Her old shoes were falling apart, and she knew she needed a new pair. She purchased the shoes and proudly wore them home. Her stepmother, seeing Naya's new shoes, became consumed with jealousy. She demanded that Naya give her the shoes, but Naya refused. Enraged, her stepmother visited a local JuJu man and placed a curse on Naya. Not long after, Naya overheard her stepmother telling another family member, "We'll see what kind of leg she will use to wear those shoes." A few days later, Naya went to the charcoal pit to find Mr. Mensah, a carpenter she needed to help build a new kiosk to expand her business. The pit was filled with thick smoke, making it hard to see. As she called out for Mr. Mensah, the ground suddenly gave way, and Naya found herself falling into a burning pit. In her moment of desperation, she cried out, "Jesus, please take me by the hand." Miraculously, a figure in a white robe appeared and carried her to safety. Although her foot was badly burned, she was alive. Naya knew that her stepmother's jealousy had led to this tragedy, but she also knew that she had been saved for a reason. This was just the beginning of her journey, and she was determined to overcome whatever challenges lay ahead. Naya's recovery from the burns on her foot was slow and painful. The village healer, an elderly woman named Mama Efua, took her in and treated her wounds with herbal remedies and soothing poultices. Mama Efua had seen many injuries in her time, but Naya's burns were severe. Despite the pain, Naya remained strong, her spirit unbroken. Mama Efua was known for her wisdom and kindness. She had taken a liking to Naya, seeing in her a resilience and determination that reminded her of her younger self. As the days passed, Mama Efua shared stories of the village's history and taught Naya about the healing properties of various plants and herbs. Naya listened intently, absorbing the knowledge that would one day prove invaluable. During her recovery, Naya received visits from friends and customers who had come to rely on her for their clothing needs. They brought her food, flowers, and well wishes, showing their support for the young seamstress who had become an integral part of their community. Naya was touched by their kindness and felt a renewed sense of purpose. Despite the support she received, Naya's stepmother continued to cast a dark shadow over her life. The woman was furious that Naya had survived the accident and vowed to find another way to bring her down. Naya, however, was determined not to let her stepmother's malice control her fate. As Naya's foot began to heal, she focused on regaining her strength. She practiced walking every day, pushing through the pain and discomfort. Mama Efua encouraged her, reminding her that true strength came from within. "You are a fighter, Naya," she would say. "No curse can break your spirit." One evening, as Naya was sitting outside Mama Efua's hut, she noticed a group of children playing nearby. They were laughing and chasing each other, their carefree joy a stark contrast to the challenges she faced. Naya felt a pang of longing. She wished for a future where she could live without fear, a future where she could build a family of her own. Mama Efua joined her, sitting down on the wooden bench beside her. "You know, Naya, the road to healing is not just about the body, it's about the heart and soul as well. You have been through much, but you have also shown great resilience. Use that strength to build a life you are proud of." Naya nodded, her resolve strengthening. She knew that she had to continue fighting, not just for herself, but for the future she dreamed of. She thanked Mama Efua for her wisdom and support and promised herself that she would rise above the challenges and prove that no curse or ill will could defeat her. As the days turned into weeks, Naya's foot healed completely. She thanked Mama Efua and returned to her sewing business with a newfound determination. Her customers were thrilled to see her back, and her business flourished even more. Naya's unique designs and dedication to quality continued to set her apart, and she quickly regained her position as the best seamstress in town. However, Naya knew that her stepmother's jealousy would not easily be quenched. She prepared herself for whatever might come next, determined to face each challenge with the same strength and resilience that had brought her this far. Naya's business continued to thrive, and she became even more popular in the town. Her designs were sought after not just locally, but also in neighboring villages. Her reputation as a talented and innovative seamstress grew, attracting the attention of influential people. One day, while Naya was busy working on a new design, a messenger arrived at her shop with an important letter. The letter was from Mrs. Agiman, a well-known businesswoman who owned several boutiques across the region. Mrs. Agiman had heard about Naya's exceptional work and wanted to discuss a potential partnership. Naya was both excited and nervous. This could be a significant opportunity for her, but she also knew it would require careful consideration. Naya arranged a meeting with Mrs. Agiman at a local cafe. When she arrived, she found a sophisticated woman in her early 50s waiting for her. Mrs. Agiman greeted Naya warmly and invited her to sit. They discussed Naya's business and Mrs. Agiman's vision for expanding her boutiques. Mrs. Agiman proposed that Naya create a special line of clothing for her stores, offering her a generous contract. Naya was thrilled by the offer, but she knew she needed time to think it over. She thanked Mrs. Agiman and promised to give her decision soon. As Naya walked back to her shop, she felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. This partnership could take her business to new heights, but it would also mean more responsibility and challenges. That evening, Naya sat down with her grandmother to discuss the offer. Her grandmother, who had always been her source of wisdom and guidance, listened carefully. "Naya, this is a wonderful opportunity," she said, "but you must also consider the potential risks. Remember to stay true to your values and the quality that has brought you this far." Naya nodded, grateful for her grandmother's advice. She spent the next few days weighing the pros and cons, seeking counsel from trusted friends and advisors. Ultimately, Naya decided to accept the offer, feeling confident that she could manage the challenges that came with it. When she informed Mrs. Agiman of her decision, the businesswoman was delighted. They quickly began working on the new line of clothing, with Naya's unique designs at the forefront. The collaboration was a huge success, and Naya's creations became the talk of the region. However, not everyone was pleased with Naya's success. Her stepmother, still harboring jealousy and resentment, sought out the JuJu man once more. She demanded that he create a more potent curse to bring Naya down. The JuJu man, intrigued by the stepmother's persistence, agreed to help, concocting a sinister plan. As Naya's business continued to grow, she began to notice strange occurrences. Her materials would go missing, and some of her finished garments were mysteriously damaged. At first, she thought it was just bad luck, but as the incidents became more frequent, she began to suspect foul play. Determined not to let these setbacks derail her success, Naya decided to investigate. She enlisted the help of her trusted friend, Kwame, who was known for his keen observational skills. Together, they set up a plan to catch the culprit. One night, as they watched the shop from a hidden spot, they saw a shadowy figure entering the premises. Quietly, they followed and caught the person red-handed. To their shock, it was a young boy from the village, acting under the influence of a powerful curse. The boy confessed that he had been compelled by a dark force to sabotage Naya's business. Naya's stepmother, seeing her stepdaughter's continued success, was driven to new heights of desperation. The failure of the previous curses only fueled her determination to bring Naya down. She returned to the JuJu man, demanding a more powerful and destructive curse. The JuJu man warned her that such dark magic came with a high price, but the stepmother was beyond reason. She offered everything she had, willing to sacrifice her own well-being to see Naya's downfall. The JuJu man, sensing the depth of her malice, agreed to perform the ritual. Meanwhile, Naya continued to thrive, unaware of the looming threat. She was busy preparing for an upcoming trip to Europe, where she would meet with potential international partners. Her hard work and dedication were paying off, and she was excited about the future. One night, as Naya lay in bed, she was plagued by a strange and unsettling dream. She saw herself standing at the edge of a dark abyss, with shadows reaching out to pull her in. She awoke with a start, her heart pounding, the lingering sense of dread hanging over her. The next morning, Naya sought out Mama Ifua for guidance. She described the dream, and Mama Ifua's expression grew serious. Naya, this dream is a warning. There is a dark force at work, and you must be prepared for what lies ahead. The road will be perilous, but you have the strength to overcome it. As Naya prepared for her trip, the feeling of unease grew stronger. She knew that her stepmother would not stop until she saw her fall. Determined to protect herself and her dreams, Naya fortified her resolve, knowing that she would face whatever challenges came her way. But as Naya boarded the plane for Europe, little did she know that her greatest battle was yet to come. The dark forces were gathering, and the next chapter of her journey would test her strength, resilience, and courage like never before. Stay tuned for part 2 of The Evil Stepmother, where Naya faces her most formidable challenges yet and discovers the true depth of her strength and spirit. Thank you for watching. Please like, share this video, and subscribe.